Hello everybody. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let us proceed onto the Briar Road and see the crime scene itself. What a lovely looking place. 19th February, Briar Road. Wonder if we're gonna run into Herlock Sholmes himself. So this is where it happened. Briar Road. Look, Mr. Naruto. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It is unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. That is their job, you know. But Mr. Naruto, to see one with my own eyes. They're often depicted in the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, but I never dreamed to have come this close. The real Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Of course! I have to try one on one day. Well, I hope your happy dreams come true. Don't see Inspector Gregson anywhere. Shall we see if we can sneak past the investigation scene of the stabbing? Why should we sneak? I don't want to upset one of those bobbies and be butted on the head by one of those metal helmets. My skull would crack in two, I'm sure. Oh no. An English bobby would never do such a thing. This is the land of gentlemen, you know? Okay, well, let's take a little examination. I can look in different directions, right? Let's see. Oh, what happened here to this bike? Oh, a British bicycle, look! Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Someone must have been doing some breaknecking cycling. These bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not like I dislike them exactly. It's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. Have you ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river? I know you would agree with me. We'll have to hire a bicycle. We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride it around for you. Oh my gosh. Two-man bicycle. What about this place? That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks like it's decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. Probably just an older house. We must find some cheap lodging ourselves as soon as possible. That is something they should do. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally within reasonable level of floors. Alright, anything here that I can examine itself? Something on the side. Oh, there's bricked up windows? Oh, look at the windows of that building there. Are you sure they're windows? Yes, but they're all filled with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property, so nobody lives in that at the moment. There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though. Oh dear, everything feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. See anything? Oh wait, there's a broken fence here. Oh, it looks like I already observed that part though. Something happened with the fencing over there. The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy. Well, it is known as foggy London town. I can just make out some sort of spire through the fog. It looks like it's still being built. Ah yes, that must be the Crystal Tower, being built for the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time. Apparently, it's going to be very striking, glazed on all sides and symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition. It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? I can't even begin to imagine. There are piles of snow on the pavement here and there, but the road itself is covered in carriage tracks. It seems carriages often travel down Briar Road. It soon disperses all the snow. I slipped over here when I was walking down the pavement earlier. It seems like it would be far safer to walk the road instead. Oh, but you're rather small, Mr. Naruto, and dressed in all black. I worry coachman might not see you. You could be flattened by a horse. Well, thank you for the rather small concern. Okay. Let's see now. Investigate this. Oh, that's Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals. You're very well informed, aren't you? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it at one of those windows then. But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way, let me find a good stone. No, I wasn't serious. Oh my gosh. But she really wanted to throw a stone at that. She really wants to ride that carriage. Alright, let's go see what this guy's up to. That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. I have a feeling that if we wander too close, we'll be clapped in iron. I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause of concern. Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what's going on. Yes, you had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Let's see now. A little bit of something here. This patch of pavement must be where the incident occurred. Yes, it's a very wide open space, isn't it? That's true. I can't see anywhere an attacker could have been hiding. Oi! What are you foreigners doing here? Ah. Oh, we just investigating the scene, officer. Conspiring with the mustache fellow from Japan, are you? Conspiring? Come here to destroy the evidence, have you? Get out of here before I give you a write-in? Go on. I have no idea what that last part. Eden. You shoot us away like rats. Yes, well, you should give him a wide berth, I think. What a disappointing experience. Alright, well, we're not getting anywhere near. Well, there's a snowman here. What a delightful snowman. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowman as well. It looks like, it looks a little creepy, though. Oh, it has a scarf, look. You'd need one if you were out in this freezing cold all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment, too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss his. But the person who made the snowman clearly would. Yes, I would. I know. You're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. Is there anything else here? I can't look any more left. All right. I don't see anything else, so it might be good to move on and go check over the prison. Wow, these are some confinements. 19th February, local prison, cell 9. So these are British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these stone-cold walls. Oh, don't. Mr. Naruto, you make the idiot seem worse. Apparently, our client is in this cell here. But it's so dark at the back there, I can't make him out. I wonder what's he like. Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and I'll show your face at once. Am I a cat? As yet with no name? Calling me by a number? It's utterly unbelievable. Unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Sorry. What does he look like? Mr. Naruto, what do you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That triad of complaints was in Japanese. Well, they did mention a Japanese person. Who the heck are you? Excuse me, but who? Shh, quiet! They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it. Who are you? What is going on? Right, so can I ask you who exactly... There you are! You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost! A ghost? We mean you no harm, prisoner-san. Are you... Japanese, by any chance? Oh my goodness, his eyes suddenly cleared up. This is beyond my wildest dreams. What is going on? What happened to this guy? How did he get in this country? Forgive me for the outburst before. I am sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it! It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, at a frightful fix in a foreign land. So hearing the sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice here in the damp, dark hellhole was a most monumental, moving moment! What is this guy? Who and what is this guy? Who could have guessed that this new client Lord Strongheart assigned to us would turn out to be a fellow Japanese? What compassion my fellow countrymen show to dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend me, a foreign student. You're a foreign student? Noble, nurturing, never failing, Nippon! A first-class lawyer. Oh dear, I think there's been some sort of misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can, I will. Shan't say solid and silent! I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but... seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be... thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer. As you said, my name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. And I am Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susato Mikotomo. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notably, notorious name Natsume. Soseki Natsume. Okay! Very odd person, in many ways. So, Soseki Natsume. Soseki Natsume-san? What an unusual name. Call me Soseki, please. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. It's something of a nom de plume. A nom de plume. You mean an alias? That's right, Naruhodo-san. No, don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku. That really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were visiting a student sent over here by the government? Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery, and now this? It's beyond the pale. Suffer that misery? Do you not want to study here? No, I mean, I had an interest in Great Britain for some years, of course. Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something, does it mean you can do it? No! What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature that I could have understood, that's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable. I see. Only the other day, I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white, wasai. Washi. You must be a man of great understanding. Oh yes, I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems. the accusation against you. Can you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Soseki-san? I didn't do it! I didn't commit the atrocious murder! Murder? Oh, no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, you think I'll be locked up in here? Oh dear, it seems the case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's a curse. The curse of London. It's incredibly, inexcusable, irritatingly inconvenient. So, Soseki-san was there at the scene of the scream, but he didn't see the attacker? It's vital that we find out more about the case. Okay, tell us more about your weird happenings. It was an accursed evening just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I've been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on the way back to the accursed lodging. Sure, the bookshop wasn't accursed too. As I was walking home along the accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman, wearing a green overcoat, she was. And just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, hard slabs on the stone at my feet. Oh, terrible. I called out the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Light exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my legs could carry me back to the accursed lodgings. That's not good. That was definitely a smart thing to do. They'll say it was shameful, I know, to run away like that. Tell me, Soseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English, and a young woman at that? I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. I see. A young woman unknown to Soseki-san. And at the time it happened, who else did you see nearby? Did anyone else pass? Regrettably, apart from myself and the young woman, I didn't see a soul. No one. Oh, great. So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else in the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it? What conundrum? Okay, conundrum. We're gonna talk about conundrum now. What do you mean, Satsu-san? What's the conundrum? Well, if what Soseki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. That he apparently fled without having been seen. I did. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. Ugh, you! What did you just say? Nothing! I didn't say anything. Oops, perhaps I thought a little loudly. Actually, that's not what's troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Soseki-san actually come to be arrested? Sorry? He didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yes, she's right. Well, it's a good thing she's here. He's more of a lawyer than me. It was him. The accursed great detective. He led the police to me. Of all the bad luck, a curse, great detective, could it be? I shall never forget the man's name as long as I lived. With his haughty laugh and self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, busybody, begone. May you be cursed until the end of your days. Herlock Sholmes. I knew it. Oh boy. Mr. Sholmes. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after the nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a sliver of hard cheese, when some men suddenly burst through the door. They started shouting at me. "This is the police. Put your weapon down." Yes, but it was a thin sliver and it was hard, but I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting, dietary discrimination, devils. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there he was, in the middle of the police bed, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That's Herlock Sholmes. It's actually just Herlock Sholmes. He's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Yes, that great detective is really very well known. And an overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm a knife-wielding madman. Me, this weak stoop kitten of a man. I wonder what great deduction process led him to the conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into panic when they barged their way in. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling, and they were already throwing questions at me in impossible English. Friendship, foreign, flim flammery. Or fiendish, not friendship. Well, we are in England. Can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point, good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but I didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, "Yes, I do, and I'm fine." Next thing I knew, I was in Chronicles, and before I knew it, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. I guess he didn't even know what he said yes to. Mr. Naruto Esquire. Oh, you can just call me Naruto. And when we're speaking English, simple Mr. is more than enough. Oh yes, yeah, okay, yes. They've really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you, defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell them what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour. A student? I have defended a case in the Old Bailey, only one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice is in this country even means. Oh, Naruto-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose? But that armband, that's the mark of a defense lawyer from my great empire. It's a keepsake for the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. A keepsake? I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, who do you mean? The lawyers. All the British defense lawyers. They won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san. I read that as his voice, whoops. And anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them. Someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing at me before in my earshot without any come up in it, blah. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigners did it. They even had gall to say that man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyways. That's awful. I've studied more English than half of the policemen out there in the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But No one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So at the very least, I like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Sasaki-san, it's just that... Give me a little time, please. Huh? I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We shall investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Low come student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. We should be going then, Naruto-san. We have a case to prepare for. Alright, well, that was quite a conversation with this guy. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, guys, I will see you all later. Goodbye.